Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday. It's late on Wednesday, but it is time for weigh-in and weight loss topic. I use the WW topic from the WW app. If you saw my Facebook post, you knew this was going to be late. Today was Doug's port placement, so we had to be at the infusion center. We had to leave here at like 8:30 this morning, and I just didn't want to rush filming early this morning, so I figured I would do it when I got home. But then when we got home, I ended up getting his lunch and going right out to donate plasma. So this is late, sorry. But real quick update, Doug did great. The port placement went phenomenal. It was so fast. It was longer to do the prep, like us getting there, them getting, all his vitals and all the papers signed and getting his IV started. And then they took him into the OR and they had to do all the betadine and all the draping. That all took longer than it did to actually cut and insert the port. It was crazy. He felt nothing. Felt nothing. Didn't even know it was over, because when they were waking him up and telling him, wake up, we're done, he was like, he didn't even know they started. So that's wonderful. He's a little sore right now, but of course he was cut open. You're going to be a little bit sore. But we came home. He was starving because he hasn't had anything since dinner last night. So I got him some lunch, and then he was bored. So he opened up his laptop and he has been working all afternoon. So just sitting on the couch or at the table working. So he must be feeling pretty good. So that's wonderful. He's going to work tomorrow, and next Wednesday is our first chemo. So I'll keep you up to date on all of that. But anyway, this video is about my weigh-in and the weekly topic. So let's get on to that. So I forgot to weigh in this morning. It wasn't a typical morning, and I just completely forgot. So when I got home, as soon as I got home, I wanted to get out of my clothes and into comfy clothes, because I like really comfy clothes to go to plasma. I like leggings or sweatpants, and I normally don't wear a hoodie because they have to get to your arm. I always put a t-shirt on and a zip-up hoodie or a sweater, but I threw this on today. It was fine. So I said, well, I have to get changed anyway. I want to get in my comfy plasma clothes. I said, so I'm just going to weigh now. So I weighed around, I guess it was around noon, and I was exactly the same as last week. Exactly the same to the ounce. And I am considering that a big win, because I thought I was going to be up. I ate a lot this weekend. With Adam home, we were kind of a little bit snacky, and then we had poker. We had Doug's birthday last Wednesday, and we had poker and everything this weekend, and just a lot. So I was thrilled with, it just goes to show you that, one or two bad days isn't going to ruin your whole week. Was it a loss? No, but that's okay. I'm happy to maintain. So exactly the same as last week. So we'll see what next week brings. And then that brings us to the topic. And oh, my iPad went black. Hold on. So the topic this week is how to build a satisfying meal. I'm anxious to see what they say, because I know I have my ideas. Looking for meals or snacks that check all of the boxes, easy to put together, delicious, fits in your points budget, and keeps you full for hours? Check out our, and then it's in quotes, recipes. Try this. Build meals from combining food from each category. So they give example for breakfast, a 0-point food, and a fruit. So they give the examples of plain, non-fat Greek yogurt, eggs, or tofu. And then they give an example of berries, apples, or banana. We don't do non-fat yogurt. We do either a low fat or a full fat, and I make it homemade, so it's just plain. We zhuzh it up a little bit. we put about probably a half a teaspoon of either maple syrup or honey in it. Sometimes we throw homemade jam in it, low sugar homemade jam. That's my favorite. And then some homemade granola. So it's not 0 points, but it's packed full of protein and other good stuff. And fruit. We like fruit in it too. If I eat that for breakfast, it doesn't really stick with me very well. So I do eat it for breakfast on occasion, but I have to eat that for breakfast knowing I'm going to eat lunch that day. And then it says, pair it with fruit. My personal favorite breakfast is 2 eggs with some kind of breakfast meat, whether it be a chicken sausage or bacon or something. And maybe even a piece of toast. I like a big breakfast. I do. If I eat a big, satisfying breakfast, I stay full. And that's why I am not a lunch eater. I swear that's why I'm not a lunch eater. I don't like to eat breakfast until about 9:30. I get up at 5:15. I don't like to eat until 9:30. That's what works for me. Doesn't work for everyone, works for me. And I like to have a big breakfast. So that's what works for me. And that, for me, is a satisfying meal. Now, everyone is going to have a difference of opinion on satisfying meals. And that's okay. Whatever satiates you and satisfies you works. Now, when I hear satisfying meal, to me, it is a meal that is very well balanced, that has some fat, some dairy, some protein, some maybe whole grains, a fruit or veg. I like to see everything in there, especially a healthy fat. Healthy fats keep us full. They're necessary and they keep us full. And that's why I don't necessarily agree with the non-fat yogurt. In this example they give, I don't know why my iPad keeps going black. In this example they give, the only thing that has fat in it is eggs, if that's what you choose. And I really, truly believe, especially in the morning, you need a little bit of fat. Maybe that, I don't know. And I also believe, and I know this is not popular opinion, that if you eat good balanced meals with good whole food, you don't need to snack. I think people are so focused on eating 0 point, low calorie, sugar-free, fat-free, all this kind of products. I hesitate to even call some of it food. They're not getting satisfied because they're just eating fluff. They're eating empty calories. I think if you truly eat good food, you're going to be satisfied. I don't know what's going on with my iPad. But I truly believe that that's what keeps you satisfied. So it says, here's a little inspiration. Banana pancakes. 2 eggs mixed with mashed bananas and ground cinnamon. That ain't no pancake in my world, but hey, if you enjoy it, that's fine. If I want a pancake, I want a pancake. Preferably sourdough. Anyway, then they give examples for lunch and dinner. A protein, 3 to 4 ounce serving of chicken, fish, tofu, or steak. Carbs, 1 cup of rice, potatoes, pasta, or bread. Non-starchy vegetables, salad greens, broccoli, cauliflower, etc. And then 1 serving of fat. A teaspoon of olive oil, a teaspoon of cheese, or a quarter of an avocado. And then they give snack ideas. A 0 point food or a 1 to 2 ounce serving of a cheese stick, a hard-boiled egg, hummus or beef jerky, and some sort of produce. So in this ideal menu that they're giving, you're only getting 1 serving of a healthy fat a day and 1 teaspoon of it. Personally, I don't think that's enough. Are you getting any dairy? Maybe if you choose that, you're getting some dairy. So, do I love their menu? I do not. But if it works for you, that's fine. I think, and I think so many people tend to gravitate towards so many 0-point foods. They're afraid to eat the good pointed foods. That is one of the reasons I switched from counting points to counting calories, because I was using all 23 of my points and only getting about 700 calories in every day. That's not enough to sustain me. That's not enough to sustain me. And that's why I switched. And honestly, I haven't looked back and I've been doing great. So, but you do you. What works for me may not necessarily work for you, and that's okay. I'm only here to give my opinions. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a dietitian. I am not a doctor. I just do what works for me. And I share that with you in case you're struggling. Maybe you could try switching things up. You know, if you've been at the same standstill and not able to lose or not able to move that scale, maybe it's time to switch things up. And even if what you're doing now worked for you 10, 15 years ago, it may not be working for you now because we're older. Things have changed and your body has changed, and maybe even your mindset has changed. So really look what you're doing. Look and see how much you're eating. Look and see if you are hungry all the time. If you need snacks, then your meals are not satisfying you. If you're hungry for snacks, if you're eating snacks just because you want to eat or just because you're used to doing that, then that's a whole other issue. You know, and that needs to be looked at too. But just make sure that your meals are satisfying you, truly, truly, truly satisfying you and keeping you full and satiated. It says, let's dive a little deeper. First, let's make a few things clear. You don't have to follow these guidelines exactly, nor must every bite or meal be perfectly satisfying. I'm sorry, my meals need to be satisfying, perfectly satisfying. If not, I'm going off the deep end. You've got flexibility in what and how you eat. That's partly what makes our program so livable. But if you're just asking yourself, why am I hungry again? I just ate for the 4,637th time. Having a template that guides you towards satisfying combinations and a few go-to meals and snacks that fit the bill can help and keep you on track. How? Protein and fiber keep you fuller longer because they digest slowly. So building meals on a base of foods high in these two nutrients means you're less likely to overeat later. Then adding in flavorful, higher points ingredients that you love, cheese, salad dressing, nuts, and avocado, it helps satisfy your brain. So they're saying adding in the flavorful, higher points ingredients you love, cheese, dressing, nuts, and avocado, help satisfy your brain. I'm going to have to disagree with that. They're not satisfying your brain, they're satisfying your body. Why are they satisfying your body? Because cheese and nuts and dressing and avocado, they all are healthy fat. They all have good fats in them. Fat satisfies. And the nuts and the cheese have protein in them. Protein satisfies. These foods are not just satisfying your brain. Yes, they taste delicious, so it does help that, but they're satisfying your body because they're full of fats and protein. That's what we need. It says, bottom line, the key to weight loss is eating fewer calories or points than you use for energy. Satisfying both your stomach and psyche can make that and reaching your goals feel easier and more delicious. So, yes, the key to weight loss is eating fewer points or calories, but you need to eat good points or calories. You can eat 1,400 calories of cheese and protein and vegetables and fruits and whole grains. Or you can eat 1,400 calories of Ho-Hos and Little Debbie's and Tasty Cakes and ice cream and candy. You're not getting the same results. You're not. You may still lose weight, but you're not getting the nutritional results, and you are going to see that very quickly because your body needs fuel to operate. Your body needs fuel to lose weight. Your body needs fuel to keep moving. So, you know, it doesn't, calories in, calories out doesn't matter if you're eating all junk food. I'm not saying not to have a little treat now and then. I had a little treat on the way home. I did. I stopped and I got a steamer at Wawa because I wanted one and I can fit it in and I wanted one. Excuse me. So just make sure if you're eating balanced, if you're getting in all the good groups, you're going to be satisfied and satiated longer. Trust me, guys, eat a good breakfast. Pay attention to what you're eating, and you may not need a snack. Like I said, it's very, very rare when I snack, and I think it's because I eat such good food. I eat the fats, I eat the protein, and I really, truly believe that's, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but it works for me. And if you are struggling, maybe try something different. Maybe something new will work for you. But there are 3 fast facts. Weight loss happens when you burn more calories than you consume. Meals filled with protein and fiber help you feel more satisfied and stay in your budget, meaning calories and points budget. And having a formula for satisfying meals helps prevent in-moment decisions. And you know, if you watch my menu plan on Fridays, you can see, especially at dinner, I always have a meat/protein, usually a carb, and always a vegetable. That's the formula that my mother fed us when we were little, and that's kind of the formula I stuck with. I also try to do that at lunch. Not necessarily the carb at lunch. Well, I guess the fruit's a carb, but when I do eat lunch, I try to keep it like that too. I plan lunch every day, and usually it is just a picky plate. But as long as I have a plan, and if I need it, it's there. But like I said, generally, you know, I don't eat breakfast till 9:30. I eat a big breakfast. I eat a satisfying breakfast. And, you know, I'm busy and I don't even think about eating until it's time to start making dinner. So, and I'm not hungry. Usually by the time I sit down to dinner, I am starting to get hungry. And that's what I like. I like to sit down to a meal with a feeling of hunger, knowing that my body is ready to be fueled. I don't like to have a meal just because the clock says it's 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m. snack, and 6 p.m. dinner. I don't go by the clock. I go by my body. And it has served me well. So that's what works for me. It may not work for you. Bottom line, when it comes down to it, we all have to do what works best for us and our families. You may have to play around a little bit until you find that, because sometimes it doesn't happen on the first go round. And that's okay. Don't be afraid to change things up. Don't be afraid to move things around, and don't be afraid to try something new, because you never know. It might be working better than what you're doing now. So that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for being patient with me today, since this is getting out so much later than it usually does. And real quick, Doug wants to thank everyone for all of the birthday cards, get well cards, thinking of you cards, prayer cards, and everything else. You guys have been such a wonderful, wonderful support system. Yeah. So that is that. And it is what, Wednesday? I will see you Friday for a menu plan and grocery haul. I was really hoping to do day in the life, full day of eating this week. Maybe I'll try tomorrow and put it up late tomorrow night. We'll see. Just depends on what's going on. We had this snowstorm that was expected, but not expected for this much. So we've had a lot of cancellations and delays around here because it all turned to ice. And now we're getting another storm on Friday that was only supposed to be a dusting to 1 inch. And now they're saying it could be a whole lot more. And we're supposed to go to Maryland Saturday. So fingers crossed, we'll see. But anyway, that is it. Thanks again, and I will see you very soon.